Hi guys, Chad Godoy here again, and I help thousands of Filipinos become a virtual assistant with no experience online. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how you can become a virtual assistant even though you don't have a BPO background, a mentor, or an agency connections. Because I receive a ton of questions from people asking for help about how to become a VA with no experience online. I've used this video to answer their questions. But before we go to our topic, kindly comment on this video so that we can include you on our next GCash raffle and win 500 pesos. So yeah, when I started becoming a virtual assistant way some years ago, like 9 years or 10 years ago, I didn't have a BPO background, a mentor, or an agency. To be honest, I work for a mining company, and luckily, I heard from my supervisor, like my supervisor back then, Sir Jeff, that there is this thing about working online as a VA. And because I was looking for other jobs back then, I decided to do my own research as per his advice. Okay, what I found out is that a virtual assistant is just like an office secretary working remotely, and there's a lot of them. There's legal VAs, there's medical VAs, real estate VAs, Amazon VAs, marketing VAs, funnel VAs, admin VAs, executive VAs. Unfortunately, just like everybody else, I don't have experience as a secretary because, first of all, I'm a male and most VA jobs are dominated by females. One out of 10 VAs, I think, are male, like one male, nine females. And most of the females are working moms. But it doesn't mean that men cannot become VAs, okay? For people like for men out there who want to become a VA, like don't worry about it because it's the same thing. Like it's just like most of the people who wants to become VAs are working moms because they have kids at home and they need to take care of them. So they don't have a choice. They need to work as a working mom, and one of the ways for them to do this is to do to do it to become a VA so that they can still work. That's the reason why most of people who are VAs are moms, but it doesn't matter if you are male. Okay, so I just want to make that straight to the point. All right, the first thing that I did when I was starting was to figure out where I could find jobs as a virtual assistant, right? Like, so I started searching, like, creating accounts on Upwork, Fiverr, LinkedIn, Online Jobs PH, Indeed, Freelancer, etc. Some of these platforms back in the beginning were still good, like Upwork and Freelancer. But right now, most of the VAs from these platforms are becoming commoditized, like especially in Upwork. In you don't you now you need to buy connects when it runs out. Okay, so yes, for people who are not familiar about connects are credits you need to have, like in order for you to send an application or a job proposal. You need connects, and it does cost money, a lot of money. So way back, that is not the case because you can send as many proposals as you want. But I don't know, but maybe Upwork became greedy. Can you imagine? Because it's a business, like they are getting 20% commission from you if your job is new. That, like, the last time I get a client from Upwork, that is the amount that they're going to be getting coming from you. But I don't know right now. I'm not updated, but like they're getting 20% out of from your job na makukuha mo. So yun. And then they still want to pay for connects. They want you to pay for connects and they're going to get commission from your job. So it's like a double taxation, right? So, but but some are still good, like online jobs PH. But you just need to be careful because some posts or job posts I heard from online jobs PH are scams. Okay, the next thing that I did is to optimize my profile. Before, I just created an account on some of the well-known job platforms and then that's it. But it's not enough. You need to optimize for it to be found and viewed. Okay. It's not enough that you just create an account and that's it. Okay. You need to optimize for it to be found and viewed because if you're not going to be found, you're not going to be viewed. Okay. So, but like, how did I optimize my account? Okay. I optimized my account by watching over some of the VAs who are already successful in the industry, people who are good at what they do. All right, when I was starting, so I just, I'm reading their details, I'm reading their informations. I try to understand what description they put in, what type of skill they have, and apps they know. But I did not just copy it. Okay, literally copying everything. I did not just copy it. I learned the skill first. Then I use them as my inspirations to create my own description based on what I actually do or I can do with respect to what I've learned. Okay. I just did not copy their profiles. I use them as inspiration. So you can also do it. My advice is to go to Upwork or Online Jobs PH and look for successful VAs and then find out how they sell themselves. Then you optimize your accounts like LinkedIn based on those pointers. Okay. And then after that, the next thing you can do after you optimize your profile is to read job posts related to your skills. Applying to jobs that match your capabilities is a yes. Okay. And it's a must. You have to match, like, your skills and capabilities has to match your job post. Okay, don't just apply to every job post. Apply to jobs that are related to your profile. Okay, if you're an executive VA, just to make it clear, if you are an executive VA, apply to EVA post, okay, or executive VA post. If you're a social media VA or a social media manager, apply to a social media VA post, and so on and so forth. Explore and search all the possible job posts on platforms regularly. Apply. I know every one of us is scared. It's part, okay, of being a human person. Being scared is normal, especially in the beginning. But dealing with this with courage will allow you to develop your confidence. Okay, confidence comes from practice, and practice makes us perfect job applicants. Okay, now regarding qualifications, there are so many people who want to try this job and are concerned about their educational attainment. Okay, but clients are more concerned about your skills and not your college diploma. Focus on highlighting your skills rather than your education. That is something that you have to do. Skills versus your education. Like, you have to focus first on your skills, okay? Because majority of times, especially for direct clients, they're not going to ask for your education. They're going to ask about what things you can do. It's just like the education part is just like a subtle way, like, yeah, and I also graduated in engineering. It's not a requirement. They're not going to, like, talk about that topic when you're trying to be on a discovery call. Okay, let's talk about equipment. Okay, let's talk about equipment. Don't just buy equipment yet if you are new. You may want to start with your relatives. If you have a husband or a wife, if you have a sister and they have a laptop, just borrow it first. Okay. You don't need to buy a new laptop if you're just starting, especially the beginning when you're starting to learn how to be a VA, like watching this video, create your profiles, and set job applications. If the time comes that you're already earning, that is the time you can buy your own computer. Use the earnings that you will have in the beginning and buy a new computer. Only purchase new tools when you're already earning. All right, gets? Okay. Regarding the type of VA employment, there are two ways to get a job. Either you apply to an agency or get a direct client. So yeah, if agency, there are a lot of requirements. They have specific computer specs needed, no? Most of the time, they're going to ask for the specific computer specs that you have. Okay, I'm talking about the agency part, all right? They will ask for a backup computer sometimes and then a backup internet connection. Like it's a requirement for them because na, like people are going to ask you these things because they are assuming that most of the locations in the Philippines don't have electricity. So that's the reason why most agencies and people who hire VAs are asking for this equipment. Okay, but once you're inside the agency, you can easily get work. okay? Because they're the ones who will give you the jobs, okay? You don't need to market yourself. But yeah, they will have a cut since they are the ones who are doing the marketing. They're looking for clients and they're going to get a cut from what you're earning. Compared to direct clients, there are no commission cuts and more flexibility because the majority of that of the time, no need to time in or time out. You are flexible. Okay. Fewer meetings, just constant communication using application like Slack is enough. You don't need to be on a regular one-on-one meeting with your client, but you need to market your own service if you want a direct client. Okay. That's the cons. So optimizing your profile is one thing you need to do if you want to get a direct client. Since you're the one who is reaching out to people who might need your services, my advice is you build your LinkedIn account and start your way there. During interviews, there are different scenarios that will happen depending on who is the person that is going to interview you. If it's an agency, mostly you will be asked first about what you do on a day-to-day basis, like the classic tell me about yourself. And yes, the majority of agencies will ask about your work background, your experience, and the skills you will have based on your resume. Okay. And if you think you are fit with that kind of setup, maybe you would like to try to apply to an agency. On the other hand, however, is the direct client way, where you build your own VA brand and market your services. This way, you will have no limitations, no commission cuts, and more flexibility. But you have to manage your own self. That is the cons of being on just on this direct way of getting clients. You need to manage your own self. You have to do your own marketing. You have to do your own billing. You have to register your own VA services to make it legit. Like you have to wear many hats so that your VA business will thrive. Not just survive, but thrive. So my suggestion is definitely build your own VA brand and get direct clients. That is my suggestion. But if you have a chance to work for an agency, I think you also try because you will learn a lot of things from different people if you're going to be working for an agency. You can consider it part of your training. Okay, regarding job interviews, during interviews, you will be asked about your skills rather than your personal background. And you have to highlight your skills rather than your personal background. Okay, they will also ask or they will ask about your interest in the industry that you're applying, whether or you're not interested with their company and their services. And also, almost the majority of companies will ask whether you know how to use tools such as Excel, Word, G, like Google Workspace, Google Drives. Like Google Workspace is mostly what we use in order for us to deliver our jobs. Some use Microsoft Teams or Teams, but mostly, especially if it's a budget-friendly company, Google Workspace is the one that we are using because it is cost efficient and gives us flexibility, for companies to handle their data, content, etc. Almost all interviews will be in English, so you better practice your English speaking skills, all right? Especially if the one who will interview you is an agency that looks for elite VAs. But you don't have to worry. All you need to use is conversational English. Okay, you don't need to be a native English speaker or you know to be so 100% fluent. Like, yeah, it's important for you to be understand. Okay, you need to speak English confidently, but you're not going to be or they're not going to be needing a native English speaker. All right, because first of all, you're not a native English speaker. You're a Filipino, and you're not going to be a native English speaker, even you want it or not. For as long as they are understanding what you're saying. That is enough. Especially if you're talking to a direct client. Okay, if ever you will be asked for a resume, make sure that you highlight your skills followed by your personal information. Okay. And all in all, my journey to becoming a VA is not easy and fast. It took me 10 months to get my first online regular job. So if you're frustrated, like you just like have 2 months you're applying for about 2 months, 3 months, and you don't have like clients yet. Don't be frustrated because some of the VAs, it took them a year in order for them to have break. Okay. So yeah, when I was starting, I just have jobs like simple image design, short article writing, etc. before I had my first VA job. I cannot remember how many times I sent job application before I've been considered. I did a lot of networking with other VAs who are already successful, and I've tried marketing my services for free just for me to have an experience because just like most of us, I don't have experience before I become a virtual assistant. And as others might say, okay, there are so many ways on how you're going to skin the cat. Okay. Others are good with agencies and others are okay with direct clients. It is up to you and what opportunity you will see along the road or along your journey because we have different experiences and timelines in order for us to succeed in our goals. So that is just my one thing. Okay. So yeah, that's how you become a virtual assistant with no experience, with no mentor or background. Those are the kind of things that I did when I was starting. Okay, so and please, if this video is valuable to you, leave a comment down below so we can include you in our in our Gcash raffle. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more information about VA stuff and freelancing and everything that we can talk about here. Thank you and have a nice day, guys. Mabuhay po kayong lahat.